Welcome to the Farming Sims channel, and I am on Griffin, Indiana for episode number 6. What we're looking at here is a brand new plow that I've purchased. What I need it for is some plowing contracts are starting to come up in the list. In particular, the fields that I have recently harvested, and one of the rules I kind of set for myself is that if plowing contracts come up, I really need to do them. Let me just double check that I've actually accepted this. So last episode we harvested field 18 corn, and we got a good profit off it actually. And it is, yes, it's harvested, and it has a plowed state on it, I believe. Let's just quickly double check that. Yeah, it needs plowing. So if I want to harvest that under contract in the future, I really want that plowed state to be removed. And for $23,000, for $23,000, that is a bargain, because the plow itself, which is up the top there, cost me $55. Now I could have gone with something much cheaper, but I do have a John Deere theme going here, and I also like this plow a lot. So it came out recently, not too long ago. It doesn't have many options with it. I went with the configuration with the hitch on the back, so I can use the cultivator attached to it as well. So let's zoom back here a little, and we'll lower it. And with precision farming on, I think it's probably even more important to make sure that I get the plowed state off the field, which will in turn give me a better crop yield when I do harvest. So I do have plowing required on in the settings. So I imagine that these will cycle around every few harvests. So will offer me some extra income, but it'll also offer me extra yield from the harvest. So plowing's a bit slow, 9 miles an hour. And this is a fairly large field, so I do imagine this will take a little while. I will do a headland, at least around these sides which need one. And I'll go a second turn here. I do notice the workers on this map, they're a little timid. They don't like going near anything at all, so they won't even get close to the edge with trees on it. It's not that much of a big deal. Just means I need to make sure I give myself a good headland to start with. So I think I'll run north-south, because I don't think there's anything along the edge of the road there. Got a fair bit of overlap there. But she's brand new, and she's working just fine. So I hope everyone's had a good week. Like I said, this is episode 6. I do have a bit of an apology to make. I have uploaded episode 4 and 5 will be going up anytime shortly. And they have been delayed for a week. And the reason why they were delayed for a week is I've had no power. And the reason why I've had no power is we had a huge amount of rain now starting somewhat 2 weeks ago. And that's why there's a week's break from last weekend, because the rain was so heavy that we ended up being flooded. I live in the Hawkesbury Valley, just west of Sydney in Australia, and the rain was so heavy it filled the Warragamba Dam, which had to open its spillway, and that really contributed to the amount of water that was coming down the valley, and in turn flooded the valley with about 14 metres. 14 metres of floodwaters swept through the valley, and it's only just last night that the water levels have really receded and that the power has come back on. They shut the power down before the waters rose so high to make sure that none of the power lines got damaged, and therefore as soon as the water level dropped, they could switch us straight back on again. Now we were really lucky. In fact, we're up. Our farm's a little high. It's not right down on the lowlands. We're about 20 meters above sea level, and so we were one of the lucky ones. Not everybody was as lucky as us. A lot of the farms on the lowlands lost everything, and it's been a bit of a natural disaster in the area. Once in a 50-year flood, and it was we also got lucky at the end of the flood as well, because there was another front of rain coming through, and as it turned out, let's put a worker on this. It missed us. It went a little to the south of us, still in the catchment area for the dam, which is Sydney's. The dam isn't really flood mitigation. It's a water supply dam for the Sydney Basin. Yeah, she looks good, doesn't she? Take a screenshot of that. That might end up being the thumbnail. Yeah, so we did get lucky. The second wave of the storm front sort of skipped us, but the dam is still open and still keeping the water levels along the river edge quite high, but we don't live right on the river. We're a few kilometres away from the river, but if anyone out there is interested in what I'm talking about, you can look up the Sydney flood or Warragamba Dam, and there's plenty of news items. There's actually a great video of helicopter footage, no commentary, just a news helicopter shooting raw footage flying over my local town of Windsor. in Sydney, and it gives you an interesting perspective, especially seeing if you did know the area, there is just a small river that's running through the town, and what ends up happening is a huge inland sea is surrounding the town and cutting it off. So it's been a difficult week without any power, but like I said, not as difficult as some of the families down on the lower lying lands. They've had real issues. A lot of emergency rescues by the SES. That's the State Emergency Services. The kind of separate entity from fire and rescue. They're really just for for flood emergencies. They're really good during the bushfires last year. We had those incredible fires in our area last year. But we were also followed by a smaller flood last year straight after the bushfires. And then, well, you can throw in COVID then. And now we've had another flood. It's kind of been a crazy 12 months for this area. And yeah, so that explains why I didn't post anything last weekend. Both of the videos were recorded and basically ready for upload. But I didn't get them finished in time, and when the power was shut off, that was basically it. So I've done it today, and I've been dying to get on this week and have a game, just to chill out and relax after the last week or two. Yeah, but so I'm going to leave a worker on this. I think he'll be good now for this field. He should be able to do a good turnaround here. And it's almost the end of the day. It's coming up to 5 o'clock. There is a gap here in the timing from the last episode. I think the last episode ended around about 3:30ish, maybe 4 o'clock. So I played for about an hour, and I did some fertilizing contracts. So what I'll do is I'll put up a screenshot now of the contracts I did in that. And one of the things that I spoke about last episode is a header for the harvester. So and we'll buy that. Now that's not the modded fast header. What is wrong with this worker? He's missing a complete line. Great. Should have done it myself, shouldn't I? Okay, we'll probably need to tidy up a little. That's probably because that first line was done by me and it's a little uneven actually. Let's fix that up now, and then I'll put the worker back on. There's something else that's interesting that I noticed last episode, well, when I recorded episode 4 and 5, and that is the map got updated, and I think that I've got crop destruction turned. Let's have a quick look at this. I have crop crop destruction turned on. Yep, confirmed. And a couple of times during the last episode, I think I should have done some crop destruction, driving through someone's field with the harvester, etc., etc. And it didn't do any damage. So I'm wondering if in the update, crop destruction is now actually permanently off on this map. If anyone else has noticed similar, be interested to hear comments if that's the case. Okay, worker's set. I gave him plenty of overlap there. So here are our tractors with the fertilizers in the shed. Harvester needs some repair and fuel. So while we're here, we can use the garage here at the shop. So what I didn't think about was how I'm going to transport this header. And that's definitely a mistake, buying this header. The reason is that I'm going to need a header trailer, and I could have very easily have bought the one that I usually buy right down the end here, which is the Draper on wheels for the same price. Do I have the header trailer installed? I do have Elmer's header trailer installed, so for an extra 8,000 I will buy it. Should we change the color? Okay, we'll put the so usually what I do with this is there is a bar, a black bar across the middle there. If I line the center up just to the right of that bar, like I just went past, there's a black bar just there. If I go just to the right of that, it's usually pretty good. So let's zoom down. It's not going to touch that edge. Probably can be actually dead center. We'll just move that up a little. And what you got to look at is these little latches here. Sitting a little forward. Let's just zoom that back. It's good on that side. And that latch is in nicely on the left hand side of the screen there. This one in the back here is not quite right. So we'll try that again. There we go. That's sitting nice and flush there on the header, and same on that side. So we shouldn't have a problem with that. It doesn't actually latch down or anything, it just sits there. So it's not advisable to be doing 24 miles an hour around a corner with this header trailer, because you can slide off. So after this ploughing contract, it'll start getting dark soon, and I'm thinking that tomorrow I'll probably do a couple of harvesting contracts, but I also need it for my own field, this header, because I've got soy planted in field 16. So let's see if we can get around here. As you can see, I still have traffic turned off. Train's not coming, is it? No, there we go. Okay, we should be good. Yeah, so this definitely needs a wash, but I still don't own a farm yet. I would really like to have one next episode. I think field 32. And with a couple of extra harvesting contracts and our own harvest tomorrow, probably late in the day tomorrow, I think, that should give us more than enough cash to purchase field 32, which is just down there. Before we go anywhere, let's look at what contracts are available to me. But I'm really looking for .22 is right down the bottom of the map. 31's right in front of us, and 25, because I think 31 and 25 are actually going to disappear shortly. So looking at growth, 25 is up here. Yep, I need to get that, and I need to get 31, and we are talking about wheat and canola. So what I should do is just park the trailer here. Oh, this is an interesting test actually. I can back over a little bit of crop here and see if yeah, as suspected, no crop damage. I had a feeling I noticed that last episode. But there was definitely crop damage at the beginning of this series, because I ran through my own crop with the fast header on, and destroyed some of my own crops. So there's definitely crop destruction has been turned off. he's still got heaps to do. So before I finish up this episode, I did want to raise something else, and that was that I did notice when I was editing episode 4 and 5 that I'm still not getting the audio right on my latest videos, and I did realize while I was doing it that it was set way too high. It was picking up too much background sound. The controller was tapping away, my breathing, which last week I did have a bit of a cold with all the rain that was around, and it was just, you couldn't get away from it. It just rained all week, like non-stop, really heavy rain, and so my breathing was heavier than normal. And then it also picked up the birds really loudly. Like the birds tend to make some sound in the background. My family makes some sound. The dogs could be barking in the background. But I did notice in the last couple of episodes, the birds in particular were really loud. The mic was picking it up. I had it set way too high. So I'm really sorry that that's happening. I'm still kind of new to it, and hopefully with this video I've kind of found the sweet spot. My first couple of videos were too soft, and then my last couple have been too loud, and I'm hoping that the next couple will be just right. I don't know until I go back and listen to the recordings, and I really just sit back and chill and play, you know. So I'm not overly worried about it, because it is my first series. These are my first videos, and I will get better. The mic, as well as a Logitech G370 or something like that. It's just got a built-in mic to it, and I wouldn't say it's the greatest mic. The headphones themselves are pretty good, but I can't quite get the mic right. Some friends of mine have said that I should get a dedicated mic. That would be a lot better, I think. So there's not much to do this episode. I really did just want to come straight on and play. And this would have been next week's episode, but I wanted to just let you guys know that what had happened, and for actual friends who actually know me, the family's all well, the property's fine, the animals are all good, we never went under, and yeah, we're all good. We got through it. So to those guys that are watching my series, I want to thank you for your support, and I hope I get better at this. I hope you enjoy the series. I know this is a short one. We're really just doing a contract on 18 and getting ready for tomorrow. But I just wanted to let you guys know that we're all okay. Thanks for watching, and I'll get this field finished, and before it gets dark, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.